Well, sectors that were previously booming are now cutting jobs again as restrictions return to some industries. The retail sector lost 29,000 jobs in August. Restaurants lost 42,000 jobs after months of strong growth in the hospitality sector. Private payroll numbers from ADP early in the week were also a big disappointment. Nella Richardson is the chief economist for ADP. She joins me now from New Jersey. And this, Nella, it's a staggering listening to what Paul was saying and looking at these numbers that we just outlined. What's your assessment of what we saw today and how tied they are, of course, to the cases of the Delta variant?
Hi, Isa. Great to be with you. You know, the pandemic has always been in the driver's seat when it came
Yeah.
to the jobs market recovery. And so as you're seeing the increase in case count, you're seeing the jobs market recovery kind of dial back. There's been a notable downshift, and that was very evident today, especially in those sectors that were most poised to gain from the safe reopening of the U.S. economy. And so that's why today's report is particularly concerning, because what we'd like to see is, one, more people come back to the labor force, and two, those sectors and industries that were hardest hit, service sector jobs that require close physical proximity, those continue to rebound and drive the jobs recovery forward.
So, Nella, do they need to be raising wages or offering one-time bonuses to make it more attractive for people at this point?
We've seen companies do a variety of things. One thing's clear, and we've seen this in our small business survey data at ADP, is that hiring is one of the, if not the biggest challenge for small firms right now. And I would include larger corporations as well. It is the challenge. So we're in this really odd situation where we have a record number of job openings in the United States. 7 million people still sidelined by the pandemic by our estimates. And yet we're still getting a jobs number that would be good in normal times, but really a disappointment in terms of the jobs recovery. So what's going on? Well, obviously there are still some bottlenecks that are tied to health crises. There is still this issue of childcare that has overshadowed and weighed on job gains every month. And until schools are, reliably in person 5 days a week, every week, I think you're still going to see a challenge for working families in being fully employed.
And like you say, Nell, I think it's spot on. The Delta variant still very much, the COVID-19 very much in the driving seat and threatening the full reopening of the economy, as you just pointed out. Look, I want to read something that President Joe Biden said. There have been so many records in the stock market, he said, that has hit under my presidency. Imagine if the other guy, he meant Trump, was here. We're doing great. It is wonderful. The stock market is surging. It's gone up higher than anybody. But that doesn't mean that it's the best for the economy. Well, your thoughts?
Well, that's right. The stock market is not the economy. I will agree on that point. And I think it is a little challenging. All presidents do this. They take credit for good news. That's not necessarily always the case. But there are a number of things that have gone well in the U.S. economy. One is that strong economic rebound. And, there's bipartisan accolades to go around on that, because the reason why the U.S. came back so quickly is because of a high level of government spending, direct payments to consumers, and cheap loans to small businesses, cheap financing for corporations that allowed the United States to weather the storm and to regroup. And now we're looking at 2020 economic growth around 7%. But we're also shifting. There's going to be a pivot, a handoff from government support to a more independent growth spurt going forward. And you're seeing that many of these social programs have either come to an end or are ending, and it's going to be a challenging time in the midst of a still present variant for Main Street and corporate America to continue to see the same level of gains.
Nella Richardson, always great to get your insight. Thanks very much.